It's about intimidation. It started in 2018 when the left and Democrats lied about Justice Kavanaugh, treated that individual in such a savage way. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like it. 2 years later, in 2020, we saw Senator Schumer stand on the steps of the Supreme Court and threaten sitting justices. Here's what he said: "I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you if you go forward with these awful decisions." It's about intimidation. 13 months ago, President Biden launched a presidential commission on the Supreme Court to explore packing the court. It was no accident that that same month, the chairman of this committee, the House Judiciary Committee, introduced legislation to pack the Supreme Court. 4 weeks ago, this committee held a hearing in a subcommittee laying the groundwork to impeach Justice Thomas. And of course, 3 weeks ago, the draft op's opinion was leaked for the first time it's ever happened. Draft opinion leaked. And last week, this committee, the Democrats passed legislation requiring, among other things, that people who want to submit amicus briefs to the Supreme Court would be required to disclose all of their donors in an attempt to chill First Amendment protected free speech. And the latest attempt to intimidate the court started 10 minutes ago when this hearing was gavelled into order. This hearing is about the very issue in front of the court as we speak. And while this is happening, the Democrats in the House have blocked us from considering legislation passed unanimously by the Senate to give the Supreme Court justices more security. And they need more security now more than ever. There are protesters outside their homes protesting each and every day. Protesters showed up at Justice's place of worship on Mother's Day. You know why they're trying to bully and intimidate the court? You know why? Because the evidence for overturning Roe is overwhelming, and the reasoning and the logic in the draft op's majority opinion is so strong. Here's what it said: Roe was on a collision course with the Constitution from the day it was decided, and Casey perpetuated its errors, and the errors do not concern some arcane corner of the law of little importance to the American people. Further stated, we hold that Roe and Casey must be overruled. The Constitution makes no reference to abortion, and no such right is implicitly protected by any constitutional provision. Finally, the opinion states, it is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives. To the people's elected representatives. Those representatives in the state of Mississippi passed legislation. That legislation was signed by the governor of Mississippi, also elected by the people of Mississippi. And what did that legislation, adopted by the duly elected representatives of the people of that state, say? If an unborn child is 15 weeks or older, you can't take their life. You can't do it. Specifically, it said this: except in a medical emergency, a person shall not intentionally or knowingly perform or induce an abortion of an unborn human being if the probable gestational age of that unborn human being has been determined to be greater than 15 weeks. And why? Why'd they pick that time frame? At 5 weeks, an unborn child's heart begins beating. At 8 weeks, the child begins to move in the womb. At 10 weeks, vital organs begin to function. At 11 weeks, the diaphragm is developing. At 12 weeks, the child has taken on human form in all relevant respects. People of Mississippi's legislature passed the law in question because they understand that life is precious and it should be protected. They understand that life is a gift from our Creator. They understand that you can't pursue happiness if you first don't have liberty, and you never have real liberty. You never have true freedom if government won't protect your most fundamental right, your right to live. I hope the draft opinion is the final opinion, because it's a win for logic, it's a win for the Constitution, and most importantly, it's a win for the sanctity of human life. And finally, I hope the attempt to intimidate the court ends now. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.